Hi, I welcome you all to the world of learning, the Medha learning app. As a part of learning about various aspects of interview, let us take one more important aspect in this session, that is the selection process. I mean, the various steps in the selection process. The selection process may be a little bit different from interview to interview because the job needs may be different and the priorities also change based on the company and its working style. Naturally, the steps change from interview to interview, but generally speaking, the selection process is almost the same in most of the interviews. There will not be much difference in the selection process. I am talking about the general process in any interview. In this session, I am going to talk about the selection process. I mean, how they select the candidates. What are the essential steps in an interview? What is the importance of each step and what are the areas that they focus in each step, etc. Having this knowledge will help you understand the areas where you need to focus. I mean, what you have to prepare and how you have to prepare at each step. This will help you understand what are the do's and don'ts in each step of the interview. That is why I am going to talk about the interview process in step by step today in this particular session. Some candidates think that the interview starts when they meet the interviewers in person, and they think that the interview is completed once they come out of the interview hall, but it is not true, because your interview starts by the time you send your resume. Actually, your interview starts by the time you send your resume, and your interview is actually finished when you sign the agreement. Remember that your interview is not completed unless you have signed the agreement. This is one basic thing that you have to keep in mind. Your interview is not completed unless you have signed the agreement. Till the time it is in progress, you have to consider. And you know, there are instances where some candidates are rejected even after signing the agreement for varied reasons. Of course, the reasons may be different from situation to situations, but there are some situations where the appointment is cancelled even after signing the agreement. There is a possibility for that. That is why in this session, let us try to explore what each step deals with, right from sending your resume to signing the agreement. I mean, the first step to the last step. Let us go step by step in this particular session. Generally speaking, there are roughly 10 steps in the selection process. Of course, there may be many steps or less than 10 also. It depends on the company and the style of the interview and everything. It depends on the situation. But roughly speaking, there are 10 steps that most of the interviews we find in. And the first step is going to be the advertisement given by the company. The first step in the selection process is the advertisement which is given by the company. This is the first step that you have to keep in mind. Now, let us see what is the role of this advertisement and how it plays an important role in the selection process. Understand, advertisement is nothing but an announcement that informs the people that a certain job position is available. Understand that it is simply an announcement about a vacant position in an organization. It can be about one position or many positions, but it is about vacant positions in a particular organization. In simple words, you can say that it is a formal invitation for applications for specific job positions. It is just an announcement about an open position and invitation for applications for the same. Where do we find these advertisements? As you know, the familiar location for advertisements is the newspapers. You can find the job advertisements in newspapers every day. The newspapers can be local or national. All the newspapers carry some kind of advertisements every day. Irrespective of its breadth and width of the reach, every newspaper brings some advertisement to your doorstep every day. You can find them in special columns, you can find them in dedicated pages, and sometimes you can also find them in special editions. Not only in newspapers, you can also find these advertisements on various TV channels, in various career websites, on different social media platforms, in exclusive job portals, in magazines and newsletters. All these are the places where you can find the advertisements. Nowadays, it has also become common that so many recruitments are happening based on the internal references. Remember, so many recruitments are happening based on the internal references. It is better if you can be in touch with the existing employees of various companies in which you are looking for a job, because getting connected and keeping in touch with HR professionals on social media platforms will also help you find various job opportunities. Remember that networking with people always works. Networking with people always works. Remember that advertisement is an announcement about positions that are open in a particular organization. And advertisement is also an invitation for the applications. We can see these advertisements in newspapers, magazines, job portals, TV channels, websites and various social media platforms.